it has been brought to my attention that books are being burnt. And this is something that many people think is unjust for good reasons. And the books that are being burnt in 2025 are actually not books at all. They are videos, YouTube videos, and Instagram videos, TikTok videos, videos of that nature. And I call them books because though I have many books behind me and enjoy obtaining my information through reading more than through video, for the modern person, the video is now the way to obtain knowledge. Videos are hold just as much information and just as much wisdom as a book. I mean, audiobooks are extremely popular nowadays, and that's just the day and age that we live in. And videos are even more powerful than audiobooks because you have pictures to go with the words. You know, pictures are worth 1,000 words, and when you have a video that's giving words and giving pictures, I mean, it sinks so much deeper to your soul, I believe. Especially when, I mean, only when the videos and the pictures being provided in the video um, have, are in correlation with the words being said. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's just absurd to me how this is happening. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm sure people do care, but it needs to be looked at in a different light. Because as time goes on and as civilization advances and as things change in our culture, we need to view things differently. And one of those is viewing videos, people people exercising their First Amendment right as something that can just shouldn't be suppressed. I mean, communication is key. Communication is key for good leadership. Communication is key for peace. Communication is key for understanding. And when you stop communicating, then violence starts. People no longer want to try to convey their point, but they want to enforce their point. And this is obviously what we want, something we want to avoid. But we are actively taking the steps to engage in this type of activity. And, then I think I've heard that from Charlie Kirk, which unfortunately is no longer with us because someone got sick of communicating because people no longer wanted to talk. They no longer wanted to exercise the First Amendment right, and they wanted to silence somebody. And it's deeply unfortunate, and it's deeply sad, and it's horrible that it's coming to this point. That it's coming to a point where so much information is being suppressed, where so much you really freedom. The First Amendment is a joke nowadays. You can't say anything you want to say. I mean, you can, but freedom of speech is it's in its full in its full form is being able to say what you want to say with no consequences. Well, that's ridiculous actually. There's obviously going to be potential consequences for the things that you say, but there shouldn't be legal consequences. There shouldn't be violent consequences. Things of that nature. Yes, obviously you need to be held accountable for the things that you do say, but you should still be able to say them. And you shouldn't just be suppressed from saying them. I mean, there's a group of people who apparently thinks that people aren't smart enough to see through lies and see through deception and can't make an educated decision for themselves. And I think it's actually the opposite. I think there's a group of people that understand that people are smart enough to see through deception and see through lies. And that's why they try to suppress this information, to hide, to withhold the knowledge of these things coming to fruition. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And that's any idealism. That's any thought process. That's anything that someone is talking about or somebody is trying to push that is not harmful to other people. Now, I do personally believe some books should get burnt, which, may be a controversial, take. But there's just some things that there's some videos out there that should not be on the internet. And one of those being porn. And I believe porn should be banned. I believe it is degrading the human race. I believe it is disgusting. I believe it is destroying generations of people, destroying the sexuality of generations of people. It's a drug. It's a horrible thing, and it's destroying morality. It's destroying people's morality. It's flipping it on its head, and it's not good. But strictly academic and intellectual conversations, I don't think these need to be suppressed. I don't think covering, politics needs to be suppressed. But porn, I believe it should be suppressed. It should not be something that's normalized, because it's not normal. It's a private affair. It's not something that, it's we have a divine nature and we have a human nature. Well, no. We have a divine nature and we have a beastly nature. And these two natures come together to make a human nature. Now, in each and every moment, we don't act human. We act either divine or we act beastly. And for some reason, there's this whole movement to um, push our beastly nature, to start engaging in things that satisfy our beastly nature. I think we should not do that. We should try to become divine. We should try, we have been called to perfection, the Bible says, for our Father in heaven is perfect, as it is written. We need to strive to become gods, knowing that we will never become God. Epictetus says, "Show me a Stoic, and I'll show you a man trying to be more of a god than a man." That should be our goal. Now, I believe many things should be illegal, because things are illegal. It's obvious. There's things that are illegal. We're not completely free, at least free of doing things without consequences. This is clear. This is obvious. And I think there needs to be more things under that category. I believe in this day and age, there's things that are coming about that maybe a small group of people can have healthy relationships with. Maybe a small group of people cannot abuse them. Maybe a small group of people, it will actually better their lives and enhance their being. But this group is so small and minute and maybe non-existent that we shouldn't even take it into consideration. And if it does improve these small minorities' life, it is such a small amount that it is trivial. And these are things like smoking weed, drinking alcohol, watching porn, pornography in general. I think these should all be illegal. But I don't think that that's burning books. I think that's saving people from these addictions that they don't understand, saving people from getting into things that they don't know what they're getting into. I mean, social media and the phone, we're just throwing these things in kids' hands, and the things a 12-year-old knows in this day and age are things that a pure and holy 21-year-old wouldn't have known back in the day. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's disheartening. Morality is crumbling, and nobody cares. The things kids know and kids also don't know how to do is absurd. Is absolutely absurd. And we're doing nothing to stop it. We're doing nothing to stop it. Work is getting harder. We have to work more hours to live a life that we used to have with less hours of work. Parents are becoming more and more tired, having to work harder and harder, becoming more and more stressed, and you're offering them this little gadget that they can just shove in their kid's face, and when they get home, they can have peace and quiet. I mean, there's just this whole movement, I swear, that's that's compelling. No, that's attracting. That's I'm stupid. Sorry. It's basically like going. It's basically making. It's attracting our lower self, essentially, for lack of a better term, because I'm, pretty slow. But yeah, there's just this whole movement that's like, hey, what does your worst self want you to do in this moment? Well, I'm going to make it super easy for you to do that, and I'm going to make it extremely hard for you to say no to that. I'm going to make it extremely easy for you to say yes to the devil on your shoulder, and extremely hard to listen to the angel. That's what it seems like to me this day and age has come to. And